Welcome back, everyone. And today we're going to go over P&L, so profit and loss statement. We're going to go over not really a statement, it's really the report that I normally show. We're going to discuss a quick quote from my book, and we're going to go over some charts that we could potentially capitalize on for moves this upcoming week. We're going to review. We could do a trade review. I did do a trade review earlier in the week, but we can still do another trade review. I want to make this one quick because I have stuff to do. And I'm going to just get right back into the quote. So for the quote of the day, it's going to be from Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas. And it's now you may be asking yourself, how can I think about trading in such a way that I'm no longer afraid and therefore no longer susceptible to the mental processes that cause me to block, obscure, and pick and choose information. Now, guess what the answer is? The answer is learn to accept the risk. If you guys have anything to say about that quote, would love to hear it. Drop it down below in the comments. Well, now what I think about this quote is accepting the risk is probably the second thing that should come to mind before considering a trade. There's many other things, but if you look at let's say you're looking at a one-to-one trade. Now, one-to-one trades, a lot of people like myself, they're not even going to consider accepting that type of risk and would just walk away from that type of trade or opportunity. Now, it could be a good opportunity. It could have all the right things. It could also be the right, I don't know, I want to say way that you trade in a way, but it could be exactly what you're looking for, but the risk to reward is off. It could be like a one-to-one, but it looks perfect. And so I just personally don't take one-to-ones because I'm not willing to accept the risk of one-to-one. I'd rather accept the risk of at least one to two. So with a 2RR, I would rather take that type of setup if it looks, all the best, just because the law of probabilities is will catch up versus if you it'll catch up way better than if you do one-to-one trades instead of at least one to twos. So that's my preference. I used to only look for one to threes, but kind of got difficult. So I just went I just accepted the one to twos because you can still hold the trade, especially if it's a swing trade. You can still hold the trade and let the profits just run until there's like a market structure shift, and then that's when you exit. So, um, I'll start sharing my screen, and first I'll show first is gonna be my P&L. So as you can see, this is April. If we went all the way back to January, you can see this is how January looks. I've taken plenty of trades. As you can see, I was taking anywhere between like 20 to sometimes there's weeks where I even took 50 trades for the week, but I'm glad I got out of that type of mentality. And now we're just trading. This past week, I traded under 10. So this week I traded about, I think, 13. This was a bad week for me because of Thursday, so I don't even remember what happened here. I just probably blacked out or something and just started going on a trading spree. But now you can see my trades are starting to dumb down, and that's a good thing because this is where the profitability starts. It's these weeks right here. These are the profitability weeks right here. So we should start seeing an uptick um right here on the daily P&L chart. So I profited about $8 this week on a $151 account because that's where I started pretty much profiting is at 151. But yeah, so this 151 account, I'm gonna see how far I can take it. not even see how far I can take it because once I flip this account, I'm just gonna keep on reinvesting it, reinvesting it, reinvesting it. So it's really a long-term solution that I'm looking for. I just don't want to throw thousands into an account and then try and flip it and then I blow the account. It just wouldn't make sense because if you can't manage a $500 account or $100 account, then you're most likely not able to manage, $1,000 or $2,000 account. Um, but yeah, that's my take on that. So now that we're actually getting a better understanding of how to be a profitable trader, these are the results. And as you can see this week, my account's equity went up by about 5%, which it was about 5.30, so close to 6, but not close enough to 6%. So again, it's at 5% this week up. We're up 5%. Um and investors are looking for like if you speak to an investor a lot of times like for the year they're looking for around a 10% increase in value based on, their investment, a return on their investment. They're looking for around 10%. Or obviously more. But yeah. So next I want to show you guys the charts. So I've already marked up this week. I'm still in this NZD JPY trade. Could price go from here to make a new high? Probably, but this is the 4-hour high, and I don't anticipate price going any higher than that. So there's also other factors, like if you drop down to like the 1-hour time frame, you can see that market is shifting now, or there has been a market structure shift on lower time frames, like the 15-minute around this area. And this is an area where both the weekly and the daily have the area of interest, which is why I went in for a sell. And then the daily is also bearish. So with multiple time frames being in sync, that allows me to make my decision and re-enter this trade, even though I got stopped out on the first time. Next, you got AUD CAD. AUD CAD is bearish on higher time frames. And then once you start dropping down to lower time frames, you can see that there was some market structure shifts on lower time frames within my daily area of interest. So since I got a um, market structure shift, lower time frame within daily areas of interest, I threw in a sell and my risk to rewards are 1 to 10. So 1 to 10 on AUD CAD and 1 to 11 on NZD JPY. Next is these are going to be just pairs that I pretty much have been looking at, and within this upcoming week, we should see some of these, if not at least one of these. Um, I don't want to say activate because it's really going to be a. I have to see if it's reasonable, if it makes sense to enter. So this is GBP JPY. I'm looking for sales this week, and there's been three daily areas of interest that I'm thinking of. And this is one, this is two, this is three. Looking for some sell opportunities on USD JPY. I'm also looking for some sell opportunities. Now, if GBP JPY and NZD or GBP JPY and USD JPY has maybe like the same type of confluences, then I'll decide which one I want to take. I'm not gonna enter both. That's gonna go against my trading plan and cause me to have to take 50 push-ups. And um next is USD CAD. We're looking at a daily area of interest up in here. And if we get the daily area of interest, enter should give us anywhere between a 5 to 9 RR. Next is NZD USD. I'm looking for a sell off into this area of interest so that we can buy. And this would give us maybe a 1 to 4, just depending on um smaller time frame structure. And USD CHF looking for sells this upcoming week. Price consolidated. So if there's accumulation, there should be manipulation and then distribution. Right now, this past week, we had the accumulation. Since Friday, we've been in this area. So in this area, it's been around 10 days, about 10 days. So 10 with 10 days, or it's gonna be 10 days that price has been here. Or unless price just happens to open up here in 7 days. But yeah, 7 days, so a whole entire week accumulating. So once we see accumulation, the following week we might see the manipulation to the upside, and then um, who knows? Maybe the following week after next week we'll get the distribution, or we can probably get manipulation and distribution depending on the how volatile the markets are. Lastly, we have Euro USD. I didn't see any potential moves based on my setup for US 30 and Nasdaq and also gold, so I haven't marked that up yet. Right now I have Euro USD marked up, and this is the last pair I'll go over. So as you can see, it's um bullish. So bullish on pretty much every high time frame or bullish, and then I'm looking for maybe around a 1 to 5. Depending on smaller time frame structure on how it looks, this might lead into a 1 to 5. So we'll see. This week I've got my alert set, and this upcoming week we're gonna have dates. Today is the 19th, so that means next week. And then if we filter this out for only red folders, apply filter. This just gives us a better understanding of when the moves should happen for the pairs that we're interested in. So probably for you, Euro USD, we're going to see a potential entry, maybe London session on Wednesday. Thursday, there's also USD moving. And I'll probably just include these on Sunday into my Google Calendar so that I know, or set my alarms actually. That's what I did last week. So that I know I'm keeping track without putting much effort into keeping track of what's happening. So yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to really go over today. I hope you guys liked this video. As you can see, net P&L, we're still in negative 2,000 in drawdown since the year started. So it isn't gonna be hard to bring this out of the, bring this out. Um, bring this up. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys liked the video. Like, comment, subscribe, and thanks for watching.